Hello, everybody. Kai Alexander asked me to talk about something that all writers think about and are concerned with frequently, and that is, how do you protect your ideas? How do you protect your work from people stealing it or plagiarizing it? It's a complicated question, and there's no really satisfying answers because you almost cannot protect an idea. Even if you embody the idea and write it down, someone can always take that fundamental idea and change it enough so that they can defensively say that it was theirs. So where do you draw the line? This puts writers in a bind because if you keep things to yourself, you can never sell them. So you have to be pitching, you have to be talking about it, you have to make it known that you're creative, that you have great ideas. This is one of the reasons why companies, studios, agents, managers don't want to accept unsolicited material because they don't want people coming back to them and saying, "Oh, you stole my idea, I'm going to sue you." So there's a couple of things. One is the more it's written down and the more it's embodied in a complete screenplay or teleplay, the easier it is to protect. If you just have a verbal pitch or a treatment, it's a little bit more difficult to protect. A screenplay is easily protected if you're a member of the WGA, because the WGA has arbitration and they are in the business of protecting their writers and giving credit where credit is due. So when there's a conflict or disagreement about who gets credit, the WGA steps in. They have a board of folks that they draw on, and they have people read different versions of the script, and they then decide on which version is worthy of which credit. Created by, written by, how many writers will get credit for that script. There's a limit. So WGA, their rules, read them, you'll know. But you have to be a member of the WGA. So now you're going to catch 22. First, you've got to get enough points on the board by making sales of treatments, screenplays, teleplays, rewrites, etc., to get enough credits to become a member of the WGA and then pay the dues, become a member. Okay, so what if you're not a member of the WGA? What do? You can register work with the WGA, which does give you a little bit of protection, but again, people can take an idea, they can change it. It's a female protagonist instead of a male protagonist. They went to Mars instead of Saturn. It was a different monster than the one you thought of. So it's really tricky and really difficult. Attachments. This is another big question. What is an attachment? People think that attachments are when someone is formally committed to a project so that you can then go into a meeting or a pitch, or you can represent yourself as having this talent, this director, this producer associated with your work, which of course gives you a much bigger chance of getting that meeting, getting to the next step, selling the screenplay, etc. Well, there really isn't a legal framework for this idea of an attachment. There's only a contract. There's only the pay or play deal that's been signed when someone is actually committed to a project for this particular contract, these particular days of shooting, this particular role for this amount of money is in the contract. So attachments are really informal, verbal. They're social contracts, really, is what they are. And the social contract really is this: if you get someone to say that they're committing to your project, if you get the money, then I will be in it. If you make the sale, then I will direct it. If you get so and so, then I'll be part of it. All those if thens, you get them to also agree that if someone calls them or emails them, they will confirm the fact that they are committed, interested, or in some way associated with your project. Because the only way that that can really be confirmed, other than an actual contract, is really verbal. It's a social contract. So that's really the trick, is does the other party who you say is attached have the commitment to answer the phone, answer the email when someone calls them for the reference. So coming back around, when you go into a pitch meeting, when you share your ideas, I'm sorry, but it's really difficult to protect them. You're really basing this on clout, goodwill, and the fact that they actually have a motivation to want you to execute on your ideas. Because remember, every agent, every manager, every studio executive has an equal amount of paranoia about not finding the next talent as they have about saying yes to the wrong thing. So they always want to say no because they don't want to seem like they picked the wrong thing. Yet they always go, well, what if this is the next right thing? What if this person is the next Phoebe Waller-Bridge? Or what if I can make a discovery? So you're banking on that. So you're using your enthusiasm, your personality, and the presentation and pitch skills that you're learning to make things happen. Thank you. I'm Stuart Volkow.